There's a special feeling that one only gets in a church on Christmas Eve. No other night, no other place makes us feel like we do right now. For many of us, it feels like we are coming home. To hear the familiar story of Mary and Joseph going to the little town of Bethlehem, of the baby being born in a stable. We encounter the shepherds who were watching over their flocks by night. And we hear the angels singing, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill to men." And probably for a lot of you, probably for most of us, probably for all of us, about now the memories of Christmases past begin to flood your mind. Of all those times you were gathered with your family, with your friends, you sang the familiar carols. Maybe some of you are going all the way back to childhood in the Christmas program or the pageant. For me, growing up in that little white frame Lutheran church in rural Missouri, we had weeks and weeks of practice. We had to get it just right for the big night. And it didn't matter whether you were one of the turbaned wise men with the homemade gifts or those shepherds in the bathrobes struggling to remember their lines. If you had to pronounce Quirinius, a little stage fright probably set in. Maybe you were one of the angels with the crooked wings hovering nearby, or maybe just one of the barnyard animals in some silly-looking costume. But regardless, there was this sense of reverence and awe that this was a holy night. And no matter how anxious you had been about the practices, how afraid you were that you might mess up, or really even the whole frenetic pace of the season was kind of dissolved about the time that you sang Silent Night and the lights came down and the candles were lit and its light was dancing off the stained glass windows of the church. You felt like it was truly calm and all was truly bright. And your world was transformed. Christmas Eve, it is a mysterious, even a magical evening. And well, it should be because, well, I guess we all love a good mystery. Or I should say we all love to solve a mystery, don't we? As a child, and you saw the magician, and you wondered how he did it. What's the trick? And maybe if you got a little closer, or maybe if you were a little more knowledgeable, you'd get it. Mysteries are solvable. The more we know, the more we see, or sometimes just the more mature that we get. Remember as a child when your parents or your grandparents or just about any adult would say, "You'll understand when you get a little older," right? I remember that was something my older cousin said to me one day at school, because all 14 of us Demons went to the same one-room school. And he said, "Larry, you know, it is really wonderful to kiss a girl." I said, "What? You have got to be kidding me. Who would ever want to kiss a girl? In fact, who would ever want to kiss anybody? Because the only people that ever kissed me were my aunts and my grandmas. and some of the older ladies at church, and most of them had whiskers. I mean, why? Why would I want to do that? I mean, I couldn't have read a book that would have convinced me. I couldn't have been lectured by my cousins and it didn't convince me. It was only after you grow into it, and by the way, I did, blissfully, by the way. Now I get it, mystery solved. There are unsolvable mysteries, and no amount of information or time can solve it. People are a lot like that. Science is a lot like that. We can have one question and get an answer, which gives us 20 more questions. And those 20 answers gives us 200 more questions. The most mysterious thing of all is the love of God. It's the most profound mystery of all. Why would God come down to earth? Why would he leave the glory of heaven? And how could he love, well, no names, but some of you are not all that lovable, by the way. Me either. Why would God love us? In the mystery of a little child in a manger. It doesn't make a lot of sense to us. And yet here we are once again on a Christmas Eve, being brought home once again, hearing the same story again and singing the same hymns and carols again. It's the story. Did anybody time our reader for tonight? It takes about 3 minutes to read. We know the story, we've heard it 100 times. And yet it has this amazing effect on us. Sometimes we wonder how it could, because it's only 20 verses. Couldn't even fill a children's one-act play, let alone a whole night or a whole story. It's too short. Really too severe. A baby being born in a manger. And yet, again, here we are. Even the most hardened skeptic wants to believe that God would become flesh and become one of us. We all want to believe. We don't want to be left out of the story. We want our name to be on the gift that God has given along with everyone else. So, what is the message of Christmas? Is it that God left the glory of heaven to come down here to earth? Is it that God invades human history? Is it that light triumphs over darkness? Is it that the divine can combine with the common out back there somewhere and make a difference? Well, yeah, it's all of that. But finally, it's that our God can love the unlovable. And our God can transform the lives of human beings. Not only for now, but for tomorrow and for all of eternity. And as he transforms our lives, we also can share that good news with others and make a difference for them as well. Still a mystery to me how a child in a manger 2,000 years ago could transform people's lives today and for tomorrow and for all of eternity. It's still a mystery that God would leave the glory of heaven, that he would come down to earth and love unlovable people like you and me, and that he would then claim us to be his children. It's a mystery to me that we could be so anxious and so scattered and so frantic for almost every other week of the year, and then we come here tonight, and there is peace once again, and hope for a better world. Have you ever noticed that all the secular Christmas stories are a conversion story? I mean, the ones that really touch your heart. I mean, why do we love A Christmas Carol so much? Because Ebenezer Scrooge is changed. He's no longer the cold and cruel individual he was before. And why do I cry every single time that I watch It's a Wonderful Life? Because George Bailey's outlook changes from a world that's cold and cruel to understand that even in the midst of the troubles of life, there is love. And finally, my friends, that's what Christmas is all about. The love of God coming down from heaven to earth. So in about 6 hours, I'll be going home. After all the services are over. And I'll reflect and remember and relax a little bit. And I'll eat the rest of the cookies and drink the milk that Santa left behind. And when I turn out the lights and go up to bed, I'll know that I've been loved by all these people who are around me, and by the God above as well. It's a mystery. It's a mystery that I cannot explain. But it is the mystery of Christmas that explains me, and I hope explains you as well. And I hope that it brings you back home again and again and again. Amen.
Please stand as we speak together our